Good morning. I chose to talk about the ongoing anti-vaccination movement, also known as the anti-vaxxer movement, for this text analysis using Voyant. I chose two opposing articles that talk about aspects of the anti-vaxxer movement. Somewhat unsurprisingly, the anti-vax side had relatively little in the way of actual articles. Most of the written documents supporting the anti-vaccination movement are generally found on social media: Facebook, Instagram, personal blog posts, etc. Due to this limitation, the article in support of the movement that I used was specifically related to the chemical glyphosate, which can be a chemical found in vaccine viruses, including measles and the MMR vaccine and flu vaccine, because those viruses are grown on gelatin derived from the ligaments of pigs fed heavy doses of glyphosate in their GMO feed. Genetically modified organisms, or GMO foods, is another controversial topic to some, but we won't cover it during this presentation. This article was titled "Glyphosate Found in Childhood Vaccines" and was written by the group Moms Across America. The article was published on the ecowatch.com website. The article talks about the presence of glyphosate in vaccines and the concern by some that it could cause cancer because glyphosate is also a chemical found in Roundup, which has been proven to be toxic. The article quotes a French scientist and glyphosate expert who states that glyphosate is never used alone but with other chemicals called adjuvants, and it's the combination of chemicals in Roundup that make it 1,000 times more toxic, not glyphosate itself. The article then quotes a medical doctor turned homeopathic doctor who stated that she had grave concerns about injecting a known pesticide directly into children. She stated that neither Roundup nor glyphosate had been tested for safety as an injectable, and her concern in how injecting adjuvants or live viruses can induce severe allergic reactions to that substance. Since glyphosate is heavily used in corn, soy, wheat, cotton, and other commodities, she predicts increased food allergies in the vaccine recipients. As you can see in the word cloud, the article has kind of a hodgepodge of words that were the most commonly used in the article. The most frequently used was glyphosate, which makes sense given that it's supposed to be the topic of this article. There are 1,735 total words with 784 unique word forms. There were an average of 28.9 words per sentence and a vocabulary density of 0.452. The relative frequencies shown on the graph here depict how often the most frequent words in the article were found. The dark blue line denotes the word glyphosate, the pink line shows the relative frequency of the word vaccines, and the purple line shows the frequency of the word pollution, and the light blue line shows how often the word health was used. The second article I used Voyant's text analysis on was pulled from the professional edition of the Merck Manual. The Merck Manual of Diagnosis and Therapy, referred to as the Merck Manual, is the world's best-selling medical textbook and the oldest continuously published English language medical textbook. It was first published in 1899, and the most current print edition of the book was published in 2018. The article was titled "The Anti-Vaccination Movement" and was written by Dr. Michael J. Smith of Duke University. The article talks about the increased risks for children who are not vaccinated purely based on the concerns of their parents. The U.S. rate of vaccination exemption was 1% in 2006 and increased to 6% in 2018. What was once purely used for those people whose immune system could not handle an immunization is now being used for religious or personal exemptions. This is incredibly harmful to the general public health as well as for those people whose immune systems are already compromised, like cancer patients, people with autoimmune disorders, etc. The word cloud shows that the most frequently used words are children, autism, which was the original adverse reaction to vaccines of concern among parents, disorders, and of course vaccines. The article has a total of 2,825 words, with 968 of those being unique. The vocabulary density was at 0.343 and the average words per sentence were 25.2. Overall, the anti-vaccination movement's rhetoric has not convinced the scientific community and as such does not produce the quality of research and documentation that already exists in support of vaccines.